Hey there, what's up my big ol' fam around the world? And if this is your first time here, welcome! We're hyped to have you with us, so hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now, what you're looking at right there, that's the Shihab-3 missile, one of the most important ballistic missiles in Iran's arsenal. This bad boy is causing some serious drama between the US and Iran right now, all because of ongoing talks about Iran's nuclear program. You might be wondering, what does a missile have to do with nuclear talks? Great question. We're going to break that down in just a sec. But first, let's take a look at this other pic. Those are Iran's centrifuge machines used to enrich uranium, and trust me, they've got more than one kind. When Iran first got into uranium enrichment, they started with the IR-1 machines. Then they kept tweaking and upgrading till they got to IR-4, and later IR-8. That's where things got real serious.
See, according to UN nuclear watchdog inspectors, advancing those centrifuges didn't just help Iran boost its uranium enrichment levels, it basically helped them build a nuke. Yep, according to the head inspector at the International Atomic Energy Agency, Iran now officially has nukes. And that's not even the crazy part. Here's the second bombshell. That same inspector said there's no way the US, Israel, or anyone else can strike Iran's nuclear sites anymore.
Why not? I mean, the US and Israel always say they're ready to hit Iran's nuclear facilities whenever they want. But this guy says that's just talk. And we'll explain exactly what he meant in a minute. Now, check out this third pic. That's Iran's foreign minister during the first round of negotiations between the US and Iran, held in Oman. The talks happened in two parts. The first was indirect. Oman's foreign minister was the middleman, passing messages between both sides.
The second part, face-to-face talks between Iran's foreign minister and Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Wojtek.
So when did it go from indirect to direct talks? Once Iran was sure the US really wanted a deal. After that, they met face-to-face and sat down for a 45-minute session. And here's another twist. Right after the meeting, Steve Wojtek called up Israel's Strategic Affairs Minister Ron Dermer and told him everything that went down.
How do we know this? Israel themselves leaked it.
Which brings us to the big questions. What's the deal with Iran's Shihab-3 missile that almost derailed the whole negotiation? Why is the US so obsessed with Iran taking it out of their arsenal? What actually went down during that first round of talks in Oman? What did Trump say once it was all over? How did Iran's centrifuges help them build nukes? And why can't the US or Israel strike Iran's nuclear sites now? And maybe the biggest question, if Iran already has nukes, why are they pretending like they don't? Let's unpack it all. The first meeting between the US and Iranian delegations took place at the house of Oman's foreign minister, Badr al-Busaidi. And that wasn't random. His place is close to the airport, and he was playing mediator the whole time. The American delegation was in a room to the right when you walked in. The Iranians were across the hall, to the left. The Omani FM kept going back and forth between them, relaying messages. This back and forth went on for 2.5 hours. Eventually, both sides felt like they were vibing on the main points and were flexible enough to keep things moving forward. That's when Steve Wojtek stepped out of his room, and Iran's foreign minister did the same. They finally sat down together in the Omani FM's office, talked directly for 45 minutes, shook hands, confirmed everything that had been passed back and forth, and agreed to meet again the following Saturday to continue talks, with Oman still as the go-between.
Now what were they negotiating? That's where things got messy. The US came in with 3 files. The nuclear program, Iran's support for resistance groups, and Iran's ballistic missiles and drone program. We came with just 2, lifting economic sanctions and our nuclear energy program.
Now here's the kicker. The US isn't just there for its own interests. It's also looking out for Israel and Europe. So what does Europe want out of this? Good question. They want Iran to stop supplying Russia with weapons, like ballistic missiles and drones, in the Ukraine war. Iran's been backing Russia heavy, and Europe ain't cool with that.
Iran's been backing groups like Hezbollah, the Houthis, Hamas, and those Iraqi militias. Why? Because Israel wants to lock down its new borders in Syria and southern Lebanon. They pretty much already took control there. Meanwhile, America's only real concern is freezing Iran's nuke program. The US definitely doesn't want Iran to get its hands on a nuclear bomb. Now, here's where it gets spicy. The former chief inspector at the International Atomic Energy Agency said Iran already managed to enrich 70 kilos of uranium to 60%, which is super close to weapons grade.
What's the danger? He said that's more than enough for 2 nukes. On top of that, Iran's also sitting on 400 tons of uranium enriched to 20%, and that could be used to make 3 more bombs. So yeah, right now, Iran could build 5 nukes if it wanted to.
You might be thinking, wait, don't they need 90% enrichment to build a bomb? Great question. I got you. We'll get into that in a sec, but let's finish up what went down in the talks. So, we now know Europe, the US, and Israel are all negotiating with Iran through Trump's old Middle East guy. So here's the deal. A nuclear fission bomb, that's the basic kind, releases a massive amount of energy when the atom splits. We're talking about a blast equivalent to 15 to 20,000 tons of TNT. That's no joke. To put it in perspective, that's the same type of bomb that hit Hiroshima in Japan. Now let's talk about the hydrogen bomb, way more dangerous than the fission bomb. Why? Because it works through fusion, the same kind of reaction that powers the freaking sun. But to make that happen here on Earth, you need temperatures of about 1,000,000 degrees Celsius. So how do you get it that hot? Simple. You plant a fission bomb inside the hydrogen bomb. The explosion from the fission part creates the insane heat needed to trigger the fusion reaction in the hydrogen bomb. And when that goes off, boom. Now we're talking serious destruction. How serious? Well, remember how a regular nuke is around 15 to 20 kilotons? A hydrogen bomb can hit 1,000,000 tons of TNT, literally 1,000 times stronger. Just imagine that. A single bomb with the power of 1,000,000 tons of TNT. That's pure devastation. So here's the big question. If Iran really built a nuke, which kind was it? Did they go with the basic fission type, or are they advanced enough to make a hydrogen bomb too? That's still unclear, and nobody really has a solid answer yet. Now here's something interesting. Dodging US and Israeli restrictions ain't exactly hard. Countries like Pakistan and North Korea already did it. They both built nukes, and no one went to war with them over it. So, Iran's got 2 options. Go the Pakistan-North Korea route and build the bomb no matter the cost. Or pull a Libya or Ukraine, dismantle the program, and hand over everything to the US. So far, Iran's clearly following the Pakistan-North Korea playbook. They're determined to own a nuclear bomb, if they don't already. Now you might be wondering, why did the head of the International Atomic Energy Agency say neither the US
nor Israel can hit Iran's nuclear program? 2 big reasons. 1, Iran learned from history. After what happened to Iraq's reactor, they fortified their own. Now, most of their nuclear facilities are buried deep under mountains, so deep that even bunker-busting bombs can't touch them. So the only real way to take them out, full-on ground invasion. And let's be honest, neither the US nor Israel wants that smoke.
2. Iran's got a backup plan. It's what they call the parallel nuclear program. Here's the gist. Inspectors were checking known sites and found Iran sticking to the freeze agreements. Israel even hit some of these facilities, trying to slow uranium enrichment. The US and Israel also launched a cyber attack in 2008 that hit Natanz's centrifuges hard. Israeli intelligence, Mossad, even took out several of Iran's top nuclear scientists. And yet, Iran kept enriching uranium, and fast too. So how? Well, the only explanation is, they've got hidden underground facilities no one knows about. These secret sites kept the program alive, even when the known ones got hit, shut down, or frozen by sanctions or agreements. As of now, Iran's got 400 kilos of 20% enriched uranium and 70 kilos at 60%. Enough to build 5 nuclear bombs right now, not tomorrow. So the question is, when and where did they enrich all that uranium? Easy answer, in these parallel sites that nobody's found yet. That's how Iran stayed in the game, despite years of sabotage. Now, final question. What are the sanctions on Iran because of their nuclear program, and what could be lifted if they strike a deal with the US? Here's the list. Ban on buying and selling weapons, ban on enriching uranium, ban on developing ballistic missiles, like that Shahab-3 missile we mentioned earlier, frozen Iranian assets overseas. They can't even touch their own money sitting in foreign banks. Travel bans on Iranian officials, and worldwide inspection rights for Iranian air and sea cargo shipments, just in case they're moving banned items. Thanks a ton for watching the video. Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a drop. Here at X News, we're all about bringing you the real story. Catch you in the next one. Stay sharp.